Good morning. India supposed to win today. Hopefully, India will win today. Plenty of action there. Bharat Ramraj Gargi Rao joining us after a rather late auction night. Gargi, first thoughts by tea should be able to wrap it up. 7 Australian wickets.
I think that would be the best thing for us, for everyone, for India.
I'll just get to
Yeah.
see where Devashish is. You continue, I'll just
Yeah.
get my phone.
It will be the best thing ever. And, it sort of capitalize on the lead that India has. It is more than enough. And I think a lot of Australian fans have been talking about. I was watching this podcast of two Australians speaking about what's really going on, and they were so not disappointed, but they were actually making jokes about the situation that Australia is in right now. They were like, why does India have to always do this here? Why don't they do it anywhere else? It hurts more when you come to Australia and defeat us like this, because randomly our kids start crying that who is this Yashasvi Jaiswal, and we have to explain these situations. So it was quite fun, and I think India should be able to wrap it up by tea.
Bharat Ramraj, your thoughts?
Yeah, I will just add to that. Australia should also worry about the fact that they have an aging batting lineup, and this particular lineup, if you look at the Sheffield Shield as well, there aren't many talented young batters coming through. I can see a few potential bowlers, but I don't see too many batters coming through, young batters. So they have been playing with Steve Smiths, Labushans, Kawajas for a long time. So Australia have some problems as well. From India's perspective, it was a perfect day. There's no other word to tell for what happened yesterday. From batting right down to India's bowling, India looked to attack the stumps. Australian bowlers didn't look to attack the stumps. That really surprised me. The pace bowlers, while the Indian pace bowlers always look to attack the stumps and bring the indentations into play. And yeah, maybe there would be little bit of fight, maybe from Steve Smith or someone today in the morning session. Who knows? And then the second session might be they might be wrapped up.
Use the video.
Okay.
Yeah, and Shubhan Chakraborty just reporting from Perth saying very low turnout. Why are we not surprised? The Australians have decided that this team has given them enough pain, enough misery, and enough disappointment. They had thought 4-0. They were jumping up and about before the start of the series, as they do every time. And unfortunately, the team sort of shocks them every time. That's what has become the norm as far as India and Australia are concerned. But on a more important note, Gargi Rao is getting the videos ready. I love the way she operates this technology backend. Extremely quick and extremely efficiently. Bharat Ramraj, why don't you take that question? Will Steve Smith and Usman Khwaja resist? I think they will, because both of these batsmen have the ability to bat long hours. Yes, the Indians will bowl well. The morning cherry, just 4 or 5 overs old. They will have that new ball. It will not be easy. It will not be easy for Australia. Having said that, I do expect some resistance from the likes of Steve Smith and Usman Khwaja. Bharat Ramraj?
Yeah, but one point I would add, this is a subset of what you said. The batters who have played Bumrah the best, they come from New Zealand in Test cricket. Bumrah averages about 40 against New Zealand, I guess. And how do they play? They're very nice and still. This is something that Australian batters don't do. Right from Labuschagne to Kawaja to Steve Smith, they have all the quick hit triggers. And I guess only particularly against Bumrah, it leads to even more problems for these guys, because Steve Smith has got out. If you look at his last 5 dismissals, it's LBW, 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 LBW. So Bumrah again will try to get him out LBW because he has that quick hit trigger. But obviously Smith is someone who is mentally tough player, so he might still get through. But with those triggers, they are always on the move. So that is why Jasprit Bumrah against Steve Smith, Labuschagne and Kawaja, those 3 batters I would have it really tough against someone like Bumrah.
Devashish said, good morning from Perth. What is it looking like? Shubhan Chakraborty has sent these visuals. While it's looking a beautiful day in terms of blue skies, not a speck of cloud, but hardly any supporters. The Australians have decided to spend their Monday home because they know they're going to lose. Devashish Sen. And what are the papers saying if you have a chance to look at the papers?
I haven't got a chance to look at the papers, but very low turnout today, considering it's a working day, first day of the week. So not only the Australians, even most of the Indians who are walking here will also, there will be very little low turnout, I would say. Then I'm not expecting more than 10 to 15,000 fans. As you can clearly see, normally the first 3 days we saw lot many crowds, but not so today. And we expect the match to get over. Means until Australia bats very well, the match might as well get over on day 4 today.
Yeah, I mean, that is what all of us are expecting. And, 7 more wickets, Gargi, what is realistic? Post tea, 1 hour max, tea time, seven more wickets to go.
I hope it's 1 hour max.
No, as in, I was saying post tea 1 hour.
Oh, I thought first hour.
No, that's maybe then the Australians are all out for less than 100.
Yes. No, I think tea is realistic. I would want to see India bundle out till tea because look at the way the wickets fell yesterday. So I think if it capitalizes on that momentum, that would be fresh. And first half an hour, first 1 hour, if you bundle out 1 or 2 wickets, I think then it's a collapse.
Devashish, new ball, that will be the key again. In the first hour or so, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj, Harshit Rana will run in hard. There are indentations. Yesterday we saw some balls keep very low, almost shooting. So, these things will play in the batter's mind. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. And the key for India was those 3 wickets later in the day. And so Australia will be on the back foot right from the start. And so means 1 or 2 more wickets in the first session. That means Australia's tail is too long. Yes, Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins can bat a bit, but then that will be an uphill task. If you can get rid of Travis Head, Steve Smith, then things might as well be over for India. And also you can never rule out the role of Washington Sundar in the 4th innings. Means obviously with the cracks opening up, so he might as well come into play. So Australia will have a very, very tough challenge in trying to set this test match.
Bharat, he's spot on. I mean, though Pat Cummins is out, by the way. Pat Cummins is out because he came out as night watchman. Mohammad Siraj picked him. This Australian batting, unfortunately, does not inspire too much confidence, Bharat Ramraj. It looks fragile and under pressure more so. Your thoughts on that? Going into Adelaide, they would at least want to put up a fight, because if India takes a 1-0 lead at Perth, then it's a huge thing, because Perth, they had put the test match there thinking that they could set it up, thinking that they could go 1 up, thinking by Adelaide they are 2 up and they can put India under the pump. But if the result goes opposite in Perth, then Australia has a huge problem at hand.
Yeah, that is the thing I was trying to explain. Point 1, this is an aging batting lineup. This is not a young kind of batting lineup where a lot of batters are 20, 25. They're not. So this is an aging batting lineup. In Sheffield Shield, if I look through Sheffield Shield, they don't have too many talented players, batters. Yeah, they have some good pace bowlers coming through, but they don't have too many batters, talented batters coming through. So that is one point against. Second point against them. The third point is, I think Indian pace bowlers have acclimatized to the conditions better than the Australian pace bowlers in the second innings. In the second innings, with the indentations coming into play, Australian pace bowlers were still bowling outside off like in the first innings, but the Indian pace bowlers have looked to hit the pad, and that's also a factor. And as I noted that these batters move across the crease, always try to shuffle. They're on the move, and that is not a good way to play against Jasprit Bumrah. Jasprit Bumrah always looks to attack the pad, and if you're still playing on the move with that little bit of hyper extension he has, it will put you off against this action. So Australian batters have a lot of things going against them, and I don't know whether they will recover for the second test. Who knows? But it doesn't look good.
Okay, so we have somebody who's read the Aussie papers, and he says, Gargi, read it out and take the question.
He's saying, Boryada, I read the newspaper. Number 1, Australia in brink of big defeat. 2, Manas in tatters as his last 10 innings are in single digits. And 3, King and his air belittle Aussies.
So Yashasvi Jaiswal is the new king.
Oh, why do we do this?
Devashish, Yashasvi Jaiswal, the new king, is what the Aussie papers are saying. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he looked good, and obviously incredible knock from Yashasvi, and the best part was the maturity he showed. Means obviously one knows that he has the temperament to succeed. And what was heartening to see was we know that in the first innings he got out for a chip lead, but in second innings he was looking forward to stay in the middle, leaving the balls, and playing according to the merit, and that is the key for success in test matches, particularly here. And if you stay in the middle, runs will come, and that is what it showed. Means and it was an incredible knock, and it was slightly and one good point is that he had someone like a KL Rahul at the other side who was constantly pushing him, constantly talking to him whenever he played a loose shot, and that is what a senior in the team does for you. Means obviously it and this is all in this team. It's a good blend of seniors and juniors, particularly Virat, Rohit, now Rohit joining, KL Rahul, and so Jasprit Bumrah. And it's a very it's looking like a very good side.
There are some other questions also. After losing to New Zealand at home, it seems India plays what? Pace better than spin. Great performance by India. Hope they will wrap up the series and play the WTC final. Way too premature. WTC final is way too premature. Adelaide and Brisbane and Melbourne and Sydney. You've not even won the Perth Test. You're talking about wrapping up the series. This is a hugely premature comment. And the first comment also is, I think, we must debate that. The problem with our pitches at home, had we prepared good pitches, the batting would have held up. And this is what completely exposes the fact that India should play on good wickets. Bharat Ramraj, take that first part. The second part I don't think is relevant.
Oh, that they are pace better than spin. I guess the main point here to consider is in the Ranji Trophy, you get these days you get a lot of decks that are grass and tend to stay low, so you don't get spin-friendly surfaces. Too many spin-friendly surfaces in the Ranji Trophy. When I was saying, people were telling, "What are you telling?" Even Irfan Pathan said the same, that a lot of Ranji decks are not spin friendly anymore. So these batters don't have much of a muscle memory when it comes to playing spin. When they play Test cricket, when they come to the Ranji Trophy and play Test cricket, any young player, including Jaiswal, doesn't get the chance to play on spin friendly surfaces in the Ranji Trophy. So that could be a factor why Indian batters are nowadays struggling against spin, because you need the muscle memory from junior days when it comes to playing spin or when it comes to playing pace. These days, a lot of batters also, it's not just about tracks. These days, a lot of batters also practice a lot against bowling machines at 145, 150 kilometers per hour. So young batters are kind of better off against pace because they practice a lot against bowling machines as well. So from that perspective, it is true that the young Indian batters, as well as a couple of veterans, seem to play pace better than spin, because they are better off against pace when it comes to horizontal bat shots. That was not the thing in the late 90s or in the early 90s or mid 90s when I used to watching Indian batters coming through the system, unless maybe Rahul Dravid in 94 when he played for India against Glenn Chappell and Dominic Cork, he looked a little bit different. But a lot of young Indian batters coming through the system kind of struggled those days in space.
Question there from Frugal Marketer. Gargi, take that Bumrah's 10-wicket haul or some 10-wicket match loading cards.
Oh, that would be...
How many has he got? 7.
7.
Ah, nice.
He can do it. He's got the new ball. And
incredible game for the captain.
Absolutely. So I think this will be one of the best we've seen from Bumrah. He always steps out and does his best, but this will be special, no?
Yeah, and Perth, first test match of the series as captain. I'm keen on also seeing going with Debashish. Debashish, you reckon Rohit Sharma will practice today and we'll get to see some visuals? Is that possible? I mean, you reckon that could happen today?
Yeah, very much. Rohit will definitely come with the. I'm not too sure whether he has come with the team, but even if that he can come by his own, and obviously there is a very big possibility of him training because he arrived yesterday. So considering that he had a travel day, so he took rest. So
Is there a possibility that you can film the training? Will they allow you to shoot
no,
visuals?
visuals are not allowed, but we can definitely take stills. Stills are allowed.
Got it. Because Rohit Sharma training would be interesting to see, and then Devashish, Rohit, and Shubhan can report on the training as well. That's something that is important. Bharat Ramraj, coming to the Jasprit Bumrah factor, yes, you've made the point about the Australians not playing him the best, but that intensity at the start that Bumrah brings, I mean, whether it is Manas, whether it is Nathan McSweeney, they just did not look the part. Your thoughts on Nathan McSweeney? Did he kind of look very cagey and scared to you as a debutant and under pressure, 500 run scoreboard pressure? Bharat Ramraj, we are being a tad harsh on Nathan McSweeney, I think.
Yeah, perhaps we are a tad harsh, but I have to add that whatever I've seen of Maxwell in Sheffield Shield and while playing for Australia is a bit limited player. He's not your Michael Slater or Matthew Hayden or David Warner to come out and play shots. He's a limited player. He waits for the bowlers to tire out and then play a few horizontal bad shots, cuts and pulls. So that is again an indicator that Sheffield Shield is not producing too many talented batters. There are not many talented test batters coming through. Someone like Fraser Maggar is only a T20 player, so they don't have that many. But Bumrah, what to say? I mean, that pointer was just about how can you play better against Bumrah. But as far as Bumrah's class is concerned, he's already noted. I think that's fast bowling nirvana for me. He's all-in-one bowler. If you want, he can become your hit the deck bowler. If you want, he can become a swing bowler. If you want, he can become at the Oval in 2021. He bowled contrast swing in one spell. In next spell, he's bowling reverse swing. So he did both. Then if he wants to, he can become even a spinner. We saw in the Vizag test, he was bowling those loopy, slower ones. So he's basically an all-in-one bowler. I guess you only took an interview of Tendulkar when he was talking about James Anderson's reverse swing reverse. And Jasprit Bumrah in Oval did reverse swing reverse as well as contrast swing in a single spell. So that tells something about Bumrah's greatness. It's just all in one.
He's making an interesting point there. I mean, imagine the impact Jasprit Bumrah has had in the series. 150 all out India. All of us think now the game is gone. The series will be set up. Australia 300, India bundled out. And here comes the captain with a 5-wicket haul for 30 runs. And Australia is what, 30 for 5 or 40 for 5. And the whole series changes. I mean, the game changes. Everything is overturned on its head. That's something. That is something. And not just skill. Mentally, how strong must Jasprit Bumrah be?
Jasprit Bumrah incredibly strong. I think one of the best traits about him is that he's very calm under pressure. I've never, as a fast bowler, I've never seen him, break out in frustration or anything. I've never seen that from Jasprit Bumrah, except of course when something catch is dropped or something. Even then, it's just a look of frustration. That's all. You've never seen him yell. You've never seen him sort of go into tatters. So that is something I love about Jasprit Bumrah. He's incredible under pressure. And the second thing is very calm, and the way that he was speaking in one of the press conferences is that he never has a plan for any batter. He goes there, he sees what the batter is doing and then plans. So he's clearly 2 steps ahead of every batter.
দেবাশিস, এই যে জাসপ্রীত বুমরা নিয়ে আমরা এত কথা বলছি, অনেকে বলছেন আমরা বাংলায় বলছি না কেন। সো জাস্ট আ কাপল অফ কোয়েশ্চেন্স টু ইউ ইন বাংলা। ইউ এক্সকিউজ মি, you were there at the Jasprit Bumrah press conference, Devashish. এই যে উনি ক্যাপ্টেন হিসেবে ওনার বডি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ কমপ্লিটলি ঠান্ডা, আমি প্রেশার নিচ্ছি না, আমি দেখে নেব, যেটা গার্গি এক্ষুনি বলছিল, এইটা মাস্ট বি আ ক্লিয়ার স্ট্রাইকিং দিস থিং অ্যাবাউট বুমরা, তাই না? মানে একটা মানুষ চাপ না নিয়ে 3-0 হারার পরে, ক্যাপ্টেন নেই, শুভমান গিল ইনজার্ড, তার সত্ত্বেও প্রি ম্যাচ প্রেস কনফারেন্সে একেবারে শান্ত, এটা মাস্ট বি স্ট্যান্ড আউট, দেবাশিস।
এবং সব থেকে আমার যেটা সব থেকে ভালো লেগেছিল প্রেস কনফারেন্সে বলেছিল, ও কিন্তু বলেছিল যে আমি যেটা ক্যাপ্টেন্সি হিসেবে দেখছি না, ডেফিনেটলি এটা আমার কাছে একটা বিশাল অনার, কিন্তু আমি সবসময় রেসপন্সিবিলিটি এনজয় করি। যখনই আমাকে রেসপন্সিবিলিটি দেওয়া হয়, বাড়তি রেসপন্সিবিলিটি, এবং আমি কোনোদিনও পিছপা হয়নি। আমি যখন প্রথমবার এখানে খেলেছিলাম, সেই যখনই আমি সুযোগ পেয়েছি দেশের হয়ে খেলার, আমি চেয়েছি যে আমি নিজের সেরাটা দিতে, এবং আমার বাড়তি দায়িত্ব আমি সবসময় এনজয় করে এসেছি। এবং দ্যাট ইজ হোয়াট দ্যাট হলমার্ক অফ আ গ্রেট ক্রিকেটার ইজ। আর এই ম্যাচে কিন্তু জসপ্রীত বুমরা দেখিয়ে দিল যে ক্যাপ্টেন্সি শুধুমাত্র মানে শুধু ক্যাপ্টেন্সি নয়, অ্যাজ আ সিনিয়র, অ্যাজ আ টিম লিডার, এবং এই যে ইনএক্সপিরিয়েন্স বোলার যেরকম নীতিশ রেড্ডি বা হর্ষিত রানা, ক্রমাগত কথা বলা তাদের সঙ্গে। ম্যাচের আগে আমরা দেখেছিলাম, ম্যাচের দুদিন আগেও কিন্তু বল করেনি, নেটে বোলিং করেনি, ম্যাচের আগের দিনে একটু বোলিং করেছিল। এবং তারপরেও কিন্তু আমরা দেখেছিলাম যে দীর্ঘ লম্বা সেশন বোলারদের সঙ্গে কথা বলা, এবং এটাই একটা বড় ক্রিকেটারের গুণ, যে দায়িত্ব নিয়ে দায়িত্বটাকে যথাযথ পালন করা, এবং এইটাই রিফ্লেক্ট করছে। এবং আশ্চর্য হবো না যে ডেফিনেটলি রোহিত ক্যাপ্টেন্সি করবে, কিন্তু এই টিমটাই কিন্তু অনেক লিডার আছে, বিটা জসপ্রীত বুমরা, বিটা রোহিত শর্মা, বিটা বিরাট কোহলি, বিটা রবিচন্দ্রন অশ্বিন, যদিও রবিচন্দ্রন অশ্বিন খেলেনি, কিন্তু এই টিমে অনেক সিনিয়র ক্রিকেটার আছে যারা কিন্তু এই দায়িত্বটা যথাযথ পালন করেন। দ্যাট ইজ রিফ্লেক্টিং ইন দ্য টিমস পারফরমেন্স। কারণ নিউজিল্যান্ড সিরিজে ওরকম শোচনীয় হারের পরেও যে কাঠিন্যতার পরিচয় দিয়েছে, যে টেম্পারামেন্টের পরিচয় দিয়েছে ভারতীয় দল, তাতে কিন্তু আমরা ভালো কিছু আশাই করতে পারি এই সিরিজ থেকে।
দেবাশিস, your বাংলা has become so much better यार। আমার তোমার থেকে বেশ কিছু শব্দ, মানে তোমার শব্দ চয়ন so good। I mean আমার বারবার অন্য শব্দ চলে আসে, বাট very good, very impressive। গার্গী, নীতিশ কুমার রেড্ডি, let's take the whole game, the way he set it up. First game, that gritty innings of 40 odd. Second innings, he knew he had to play quick, get some quick runs. He did that. His attitude, moving away, even with the ball, that 3 over spell for 4 runs, he's kind of shown himself in real good stead, Nitish Kumar Reddy.
Absolutely. And I remember a lot of people asking how Nitish Kumar Reddy came into the line and how he's been selected into the team. Clearly, we have the reason why. He's incredibly confident with his game. He was incredibly confident with the bat as well. And you know what the most impressive part was? That he put a price on his wicket and he batted like he belonged there. He batted like his wicket meant something for Team India. And, you know, in the first innings, we were all scared after what had happened after the collapse. But Nitish Kumar Reddy's knock was phenomenal, and it changed things for India. It gave us that edge.
Yeah, it got you to 150.
Yeah, exactly. So that was very important for India at that point. I think if Nitish Kumar Reddy's knock hadn't been there, we would have been in a very different position right now.
I agree, 100 all out.
Yeah.
Bharat Ramraj, first test match, Virat Kohli 100. Does it set him up for the rest of the series? Yesterday at the start of the innings wasn't looking great, but as the innings progressed, gained in confidence. That shot over third man, excellent. Haven't seen Virat play that shot too many times. Was really good to see. Then the pull came out. Then the Nathan Lyon shot came out. Will it give him that kind of confidence now? And Virat in good form sets it up, not simply on the pitch, but also in the dressing room. Bharat Ramraj.
Yeah, it would have definitely boosted his confidence. Runs are runs. Even if you get 60, 70, it would boost your confidence, and 100 definitely would have given him a lot of confidence. Yes, he played that kind of uppercut. He also was looking to pull. And these two shots definitely will put less pressure on his cover drive. For a while, it seemed like his cover drive was coming under too much pressure, in the sense that he's a shot maker. So always looking to play the cover drive even to back of lane delivery sometimes. So that really was not working. So in this condition, a cut shot, a pull shot here, a cut shot there, it also would show seeds of doubt in the offense mind, because the opponent would be thinking, yeah, I can pack the offside. We can pack the offside. Anyway, he's only going to play cover drive. He's not going to play the cut shot. That's a free zone for me. I will keep bowling back of length and outside off. But as soon as you play the cut shot, then the bowlers also have to change their plans. They have to tweak their plans. So yeah, that's why that particular shot in these conditions is very important. He showed that in Centurion when he got that quick fire brazy 70 of 75 odd balls in very tough conditions for batting, tough climbs. He played that cut shot quite a few times. So it's very important he plays horizontal bat shots in these conditions. And this innings definitely would boost his confidence. And that is a very good indicator for the visiting side.
Gargi Raut, same question. I mean, if you see Virat Kohli and that 100 meant so much to him. Devashish had sent some beautiful photographs. I mean, him standing and soaking in, and his wife is there, and Adam Gilchrist interviewing him. It clearly meant a lot, and it'll relieve some of this pressure. However much he says, I don't play for numbers, I don't play this, I don't play that. I mean, come on, anyone, he's human. Anyone will feel the pressure that he's not scored that many runs. He's Virat Kohli. Against New Zealand, he hasn't scored. So this 100 will set him up for the rest of the season. 5 test matches will test you. And Adelaide, day-night test match, pink ball will be very difficult again. Mitchell Stark and company will come at you. But these runs will set Virat Kohli up.
It'll give him an immense confidence boost, because look at the past 2 series, New Zealand, Bangladesh, we haven't seen much of Virat in a long time. And I think more than anything, it'll help his confidence, and whatever mental block there was, whatever whatever hurdle it was that Virat Kohli couldn't get ahead of. Now I think that with a batter, it's always like once you start getting runs, you start getting more runs. So it's runs stacked on top of one another. So once you get that first hurdle out of your way, I think now Virat will be like, okay, I've got some runs, so I don't have to worry about anything else right now, and just capitalize on this rhythm.
Ogni's joined us also. He also always sleeps for 20 odd minutes. So next time when he's part of the team, we will fine him. We will institute a fine, because clearly he sleeps more. He's the lazy one of the lot. Look at Devashish Sen. Devashish, you were there next to the Indian dugout as part of your photographer's area. What was it like? What was it like when Virat was scoring those runs? Because clearly this is for the team as well. The leader in Virat scoring runs injects that energy into the team. Devashish. Unmute him.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, the entire team was in the dugout. Means just as the moment arrived when Virat was nearing his 100, and they were all together, clapping and applauding the innings that Virat played, and Virat reciprocated by just showing a gesture. And this is what the team expects from a senior player. Means if you get going in your first knock, that automatically transfers into that dressing room, and that will augur well for the Indian team. And KL Rahul also looked good. And 2 of the senior batters have done well, incredibly well. The youngster in Yashasvi Jaiswal coming good. Nitish Reddy played a handy knock in both the innings. So it's all looking very good, and also and bowling has been incredible, especially the Bumrah leading the way. Siraj also getting in some wickets, and Harshit Rana giving that crucial breakthrough of Travis Head in the first innings. But it will be more and it will be more fun, because I'm sure the players will be relaxed, because yesterday the IPL auction, I'm sure most of the players must be glued to the TV sets watching the IPL auctions. Someone like a Rishabh Pant or a KL Rahul. So definitely there will be questions asked in today's press conferences. But then, and the icing on the cake will be if India goes on to win this test match in day 4.
Yeah, and they can watch the day 2 auction as well. They can watch the auction with a lot of free mind space, now that some of them know that they will captain some of the sides, like Rishabh Pant will captain Lucknow. Ogni, the gesture of Yashasvi Jaiswal leading that team out, and I was watching that visual at night again. Yashasvi Jaiswal leading that team out was so fantastic to see. Ogni, your thoughts on that, and the fact that you were late as usual.
Jaiswal raised a ceiling that is already very high, Boria. I mean, if you look at Perth and you look at all the iconic innings, you look at a Sachin Tendulkar playing one of his most iconic innings at Perth. You see Virat Kohli becoming a folklore at Perth, and now you see Yashasvi Jaiswal. And the fact that this is the highest score by an Indian in Perth tells you that the hunger he has for runs, as Bharat sir keeps on saying. I mean, he has that daddy hundreds or the mummy hundreds, whatever you call the hundreds, up his belly. He's just not satisfied after scoring 100. He will go on to score another 40 runs, another 50 runs, another 60 runs. And the fact that astonished me, I mean, I was fascinated to see Jaiswal. I was reading about that innings. I was fascinated to see 62 leaves from Jaiswal. And it was not that Australia bowled that badly, Boria. The Australia waited for him to make that mistake. They got that in that off-stump channel. They got that in that corridor of uncertainty. But what a moment. 22 years of old, after all those struggles at Azad Maidan, comes to Australia, comes to Down Under for his first tour, scores 161, leads the team off the field, and who asks him to lead the team off the field? It's another centurion at Perth, another legend of Indian cricket, Virat Kohli. So clearly, this is a signal, this is a message that the baton has been passed on to Yashasvi Jaiswal. We all know this will be this is probably Kohli's last tour Down Under. So we don't know. Looking forward to many
our
more.
studio sledging has already started. Gargi is already starting to sledge you. Go, Gargi, go for it.
Two
What is she
questions,
saying?
Agni. What is a mommy 100?
The fact that the male child, or I can speak about myself, we are most comfortable around our moms, and that is not just true for a Bengali household. That will be true for a Yashasvi Jaiswal or a Virat Kohli.
Okay. And number 2, where have you been? Where have you been today?
I have been at the auction deciding strategies, just like Bodiada decided a few strategies for LSG yesterday. Deciding strategies for KKR.
He was on a supersonic private jet. He had flown to Jeddah and he's come back.
Just
All
in
lies.
time for the show.
All lies. 20 minutes of extra sleep. Only the monkey cap remains to come out. Devashish Sen, final thoughts on you from you before you go and take your photographer's position. T, is that realistic? Is that realistic? Devashish Sen, 7 wickets by T. Maybe an hour later, but certainly end of the game today, right? That's what we feel. Devashish.
Yeah, obviously the key for Australia will be to get one big partnership like the one between KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal, and Steve Smith holds the key for Australia. If Australia can stitch a partnership in excess of 100, the match might stretch to the final session, but otherwise we might say the match being over before by end of T.
Devashish, there's some briefing, Shubhan says, so please you can go for that. There's some briefing in the press conference area he's put in the group. So kindly go for that. Thank you very much for joining. We'll catch up with you later whenever you have time. Thank you very much, Devashish. Bharat Ramraj, as all of us are saying, T, post T, it's interesting in Australia, in Perth, this is the discussion. Bharat Ramraj, set it up for me. Have you seen an Australian team as deflated? Fielding mistakes, lethargic, ragged, overthrows, couple of the, it looked like they'd kind of given up. I mean, Manas Labuschagne bowling over after over. Even when Nitish Reddy comes in, you continue with Mitchell Marsh and not go back to Stark or Cummins or anyone else. Did you find it disappointing, Bharat Ramraj? What happened?
You're on mute.
It's a team that's going on a downhill path, I guess. So that's one more factor. The last time I guess I saw at least Australia at home looked so deflated was another aging side in 2010 when they played at MCG. They got all out for 99 against England. That was the last time England won a series there in Australia. But that was, I think, the last time I guess I saw Australia this deflated 14 years ago at home. So yeah, they have some lot of issues. In terms of their planning as well. In the second innings, they didn't attack the stumps. They didn't hit the indentations and attack the stumps. That was surprising because they have played in these conditions. They would know there would be a little more indentations, but they were all still bowling outside off. Yeah, bumpers. They didn't use much of bumpers, which Australians have been known for it in the past. Even someone like Glenn McGrath, because of his bounce, used to always bowl a short ball. Enough of short ball, surprise short ball. They just looked like they had no plans out there. Once plan A didn't work, it was like they were completely devoid of plans and strategy. So yeah, Australia have a lot of things to look at, including their aging batters. Manoj Labuschagne again and again gets out to LBW. Even the great Steve Smith is getting out LBW all the time. So the bad bowlers have kind of worked out this 2-3 batters. So they have some question marks on their heads.
Ogni Banglaয় টি অবধি চলবে, টির পর অবধি চলবে আইপিএল অকশন, কি গল্প তোমার কি মনে হচ্ছে? মানে স্টিভ স্মিথ, উসমান খোয়াজা খানিকটা রেজিস্ট্যান্স, ট্র্যাভিস হেড খানিকটা কাউন্টার অ্যাটাক, হোয়াট ইজ ইওর থট অগ্নি? কি মনে হয় মানে টি এর মধ্যে তো শেষ করে দেওয়া উচিত?
মনোবল ভেঙে গেছে বড়িয়াদা, আমার এটাই মনে হচ্ছে। মানে তুমি সব জায়গা থেকে ঘুরে দাঁড়াতে পারো, কিন্তু ঘরের মাঠে কেউ যদি তোমার মনোবল ভেঙে দেয় না, দুদিন তোমাকে যদি ঘরের মাঠে কেউ দৌড় করায়, 130 ওভার
আর ওই
তোমাকে কেউ
গরমে।
দৌড় করায়, ওই গরমে 130, মনোবল ভেঙে গেছে। মানে ওই ডিফেন্সিভ লাইন, এবং তারপরে কি হচ্ছে, লাবুসেন লেগ স্টাম্পের বাইরে বল করছে, আম্পায়ার ওয়ার্ন করলো, ওয়াইড ডাকলো, মানে অস্ট্রেলিয়ার থেকে এটা কল্পনা করা যায় না, কল্পনা করা যায় না, তাও পার্থে, যেখানে তাদের সবচেয়ে ভালো চান্স ছিল টু গো 1-0 আপ ইন দ্য সিরিজ। হ্যাঁ, রেজিস্ট তো ডেফিনেটলি করবে, কারণ পিচ এখন সহজ হয়ে গেছে ব্যাটিং করার জন্য। তো স্মিথ, খোয়াজা, ট্রাভিসের, আমার কেন জানি না মনে হয় বড়িয়াতে যে নেভার রাইট অফ অস্ট্রেলিয়া, they will give us a fight, but I think 550 is more than enough. আর পিচ ভেঙেছে, ওয়াশিংটন সুন্দর বল করতে আসবেন, এবং জসপ্রীত বুমরা পিকে, মানে জসপ্রীত বুমরাকে লাঞ্চ অব্দি ঠেকিয়ে রাখাই মুশকিল হবে। তো এবার নতুন বল নিয়ে যখন আসবেন, দেড় হাত করে সুইং করাবেন, চাপ আছে, অস্ট্রেলিয়ার চাপ আছে, কিন্তু রেজিস্ট তো করবেই ডেফিনেটলি।
Ogni says there will be some resistance from Australia. He says there will be some resistance, but obviously, 500 runs. Your thoughts? Will there be some resistance, or will there? Because see, the importance of resistance is it'll set them up for the next test match at least. If they capitulate for 100, 150 and lose by say 350, 400 runs, now that's a massive mental thing as well, that you've lost at home in the hallowed fortress of Perth by 400 runs. That will become the headline in tomorrow's papers. Australia mauled by 400 runs. That will kind of be very mentally deflating for a side.
It will be. Obviously there will be resistance, because no team will come out thinking that, okay, the game's gone, let's not do anything now. So of course there will be resistance from Australia, but I still think India is just too strong. Indian bowling is just
100%.
too strong for Australia right now. We haven't seen that kind of spark in the Australian batting lineup, and I don't think it's suddenly going to appear out of nowhere.
I agree with you on that note. We will come back at lunch. Let's do something. Yesterday we had a great chat with Venkatesh Iyer after the auction, and he was watching with his mother, and he said, I said, so 23 crores? And he said, no sir. I said, what do you mean? He said, no sir, 23.75 crores. I said, correct, absolutely, 23.75 crores. And I said, so did you think the bid, did it exceed your expectations? And he said, yes, it exceeded my expectations by 15 crores. So Venkatesh Iyer was in a great mood. Obviously, he was celebrating. And then he said, this kind of a price tag does put pressure. Very candid, very comfortable, very nice and enjoyable interview with Venkatesh Iyer. Why don't we leave you with that? Look, hear the Venkatesh Iyer interview, and all of us will come back at lunch and break. Hopefully by then, Australia would be down and almost out. Thank you very much for watching. But here's Venkatesh Iyer, exclusive. After that auction, 23.75 record bid, third highest after Rishabh Pant 27 and Shreyas Iyer 26.75. Venkatesh Iyer back in KKR.
Yeah, Venkatesh Iyer joining me, 23 crores. KKR did lift the paddle for him and kept lifting the paddle. It exceeded my expectations. I need to ask the man in the hot seat. Venki, did it exceed your expectations also?
It is actually 23.75 and not 23. So, of course, it marginally exceeded my expectations by about 15 crores, I should say. But again, the happiness is that I'm back in KKR, and to be honest, I can't put in words about how I felt when the auction was going on, because there is one thing to back your players and to support them, and it's another to go all the way for a player who hasn't been retained. So I'm extremely thankful and grateful to the KKR management for showing so much trust in me, and I hope that I'm able to live up to the expectations.
You said you were watching with your mother. What was her reaction?
She was very happy. She was in tears, obviously. But again, she told me, see, they're showing so much confidence in you. It's your duty to pay them back.
Absolutely.
And of course, this thought is from her. She told me that, yes, enjoy tonight. Have lots of fun. But again, remember that from tomorrow, you're representing Madhya Pradesh in an extremely important tournament. All your focus should be there.
That's what mothers are for. They make sure that we are all staying rooted, staying humble, and staying with our feet on the ground. But as far as Kolkata is concerned, a lot of people are already saying that this kind of money you are part of the leadership group. You were already part of the leadership group. Clearly, Kolkata has reposed that level of faith. So this time round, maybe once again a leadership role could come your way. You will be ready for it, right?
Definitely, definitely. As I told you, see, a leader does not need the tag of a captain. Say a situation where I would have walked into a new team, I would have wanted to be a leader there as well. I would have wanted to give my suggestions, and as a cricketer, I always want to contribute in multiple facets of the game: batting, bowling, fielding, and suggestions. So, and see, I've been playing IPL for 4 years now. I played for MP for so many years. I think it will be wrong if I kind of try to slip away from important positions or leadership roles. So if that comes my way, I'll be ready for it.
Some of the other buys, and I'm asking you this question as a leader, some of the other buys, Quinton de Kock for 3.6 crores, I thought was a great buy. I thought it was a really good buy. Yes, it was a steal. You've got Rinku Singh, Ankrish Raghuvangshi, Varun Chakravarti, Harshit Rana, Anrik Nokia. 6 crores was a great buy. Quinton de Kock, Ramanullah Gurbaz for 2 crores. You got him back. Venkatesh Iyer, obviously 23.75 crores. So overall, a very, very good auction for Kolkata Knight Riders so far, making a team once again which has a lot of balance. Venkatesh?
Absolutely. I think we've got 7 to 8 members from our IPL winning team, which shows that we've had a very good auction so far, and I'm still excited for a few newcomers. Let's see how it goes. See, the thing is, once you sit at the auction table to make a team, as Venki sir rightly said, that when the auction is over, it doesn't matter how much money you gave to an individual player. It's about the total money allocated to you and the team you're able to make from it. He said this in the last auction when Myth Stark.
Yeah, and he said it to an interview to me also.
Yeah, so that at the end of the day, every team gets a certain amount of money that you have to spend to build a good team, and I think that's what KKR does. They're very smart when it comes to tactics, and as you rightly said, we've got a balanced side. Hopefully, a few exciting youngsters and a few knights from last year. If we get them back, I think it will be an amazing team.
As far as you are concerned, last couple of questions, because I know today is the only day you will have some time to celebrate. 23.75 crores, third highest buy, and I don't think anybody will top this. 27 Rishabh, 26.75 Shreyash, and then you. Does this put any extra pressure on you, this kind of price tag? Because look, this is a huge amount of money for anybody. So does this put any extra pressure, or you're like, no, when I step into the field, the money is the money doesn't matter?
I'd lie if I say that does not put pressure on me. I don't believe in that. We're humans after all. We come with a lot, and when we're playing at a certain level, there are a lot of expectations. And when there's a big price tag, there are expectations as well. A lot of people spoke about Myth Stark last year, he's been paid. There were so many talks. But see, as the tournament starts, once you're on the field, it's about how you can contribute to the team. As I told you, now you've made the team. Once you've made the team, it doesn't matter how much money X has got or Y has got. It's about how you can contribute to the team. All that speaks from what I've understood is that there is so much backing for players. KKR doesn't just look at winning IPL championships, but to develop players. Player development is a big concept there. Backing your players, giving them what they want, giving them freedom to express themselves at such a grand stage. So yes, the pressure will be there, but the pressure will be not of performance per se, because it doesn't matter if I'm a 20 lakh player or a 20 crore player. Once I step onto the field, I will do what I do best. So,
Got it.
but yeah, there will be so much white noise, which we call external pressure, things like that. But I'm lucky that I surround myself with level-headed people who know how to narrow down my thought process. And once that happens, then I think I'll be good to go.
Final question, 2 parts. One, the KKR fans. I mean, when we put out your last interview, the kind of feedback I got was incredible. I mean, everybody was writing to me saying, Buryada, Venkatesh Iyer has to come back to KKR. Fan groups were writing to me. So, message for them. And last time you mentioned to me how Gautam Gambhir gave you a leadership role. Will you miss Gautam Gambhir in that dressing room?
Thank you to all the fans who wanted me there. Even I would go through all the comments on Instagram posts. Every comment would be like, "We want Venki back. We want our ex-players back." It goes to show how loyal the fans are, and this does not happen just because we won the IPL, but there's a certain level of emotion that is attached to KKR. It's not just a team from Kolkata. It's KKR. That's an emotion. So I think. We play for the fans, to be very honest. We play to entertain them and to get love from them. What that does is brings out so much positivity, and it just makes you put that extra step forward and do certain things for them. Even if you are under the pump, you want to do something special for the crowd who's cheering for you. So I think huge thanks to the Kolkata fans for wanting me. Even if I wouldn't have gotten picked in KKR, I would have been so happy and so thankful that so many people like me, so many people admire me. What is the need for them to ask me back? They can find so many Venkatesh Iyers, but to want me back, I think I must thank them. And to answer your question about Gigi sir, yes, I will definitely miss him in the KKR team. So will be Abhishek Nair, will be missed a lot. But I think, I've always believed in certain things that I want to work with multiple people, take the good things from them, learn quickly from them and learn from the next coach as well. What that will do is, that will make me learn a lot. Working with new people every few years will broaden my scope towards the game. And I think I'm really looking forward to what's in store for me.
I'll end there. You have a good night and celebrate, and tomorrow play for Madhya Pradesh again. But for the moment, thank you very much for joining me. But one request, learn some Bangla, because this time round the fans will want some Bangla from you. 100% start conversing with me in Bangla, and the next interview we will do in Bangla.